couple of days ago, I built this. Oh my gosh, everything's fallen. A couple of days ago, I built this gorgeous exterior. And in today's video, part 2, we're going to be decorating the interior of this house. Now, I do not know if a part 3 is possibly going to be necessary because this is a 4-story house. Now, I'm just going to go clean up all that mess that fell on the floor and then we will begin. Okay, guys. So if you didn't watch the last video, we're just going to ignore the basement for now. But this is the layout. So I'll pop it on screen what the bottom floor is going to be. And then the rest is just mainly bedrooms. And as you can see, it is 4 stories high. Now, all I've done since the last video is literally pop the floors in. And I'm very glad I did because it took a surprisingly long amount of time. But I think I want to start off with the entryway. I know it's random, but we never start with these. Someone brought to my attention the other day. They were like, Reese's, you literally build your houses backwards. And I was like, you're so right. Now, I do have a secret weapon for this house today. Pinterest! It's currently open on a lounge room. I do not know how this is an apartment. If your apartment looks like that, you're rich. But I'm going to look up farmhouse grand entry. This is the picture I found, and it looks really nice. And it's basically just confirming what I thought I would put in here, which is a round table. I was also contemplating a grand piano. As you can see, she's a little bit too big and chunky. Not to body shame, but... And then I'm going to add like a really cool flower system in here. I'm going to make it custom, but I don't know how well this is going to turn out, okay? So we're starting with just the bowl. I've sort of cut out the bottom bit. And then if we go into plants and just look up flower, what do we really have? Okay, obviously we don't want sunflowers. What about some tulips? And then I pop plants here. Oh my gosh, look at that. Next up is going to be wall trims. And I kind of forgot that these ones even exist. I've just been so obsessed with these ones lately. Like, who even are these? Like, who are you? So I think I might even use some of these in the entrance rather than the new ones.
12 seconds later.
I'm literally deleting them. They're ugly. And I very much feel that like the mid-century furniture gives farmhouse. Now, as I keep droning on about, I want this to be a roleplay house. So we're gonna have some car keys as you walk in. Since when did we have a monkey plushie? That's so cute. And then we're just gonna have like a historical figurine. I've always thought of that as like Tom's like grandfather or something, because my personal favorite plants are the potted Monstera plant, the luxurious plant, evergreen, the overgrowth, and the saplings. So I'm not just gonna leave them all there, don't worry, but might as well get them set up in this room here. And I've had the very large realization, guys, this is certainly gonna need to be a 3-part series. I do not know if I'm gonna do a part 3. If you want one, literally go to comments right now and comment, what's a really obscure emoji? The pregnant woman. Comment the pregnant woman if you want a part 3, because this has taken me 25 minutes to do one room. There's like 20 rooms. I can't do quick maths, but that's a lot of minutes. And then when the kids are like getting ready to go to school, I'm gonna place a little benches. You can obviously get your shoes on. And then I'm gonna pop a lot of paintings on the wall as well, actually. And you guys know I used to be really scared of using people in my paintings, but I've come to the conclusion that if Bloxburg is allowing this in the catalog, then it's all fine, right? They can't ban me for this. They can't ban me for just popping a painting. It's not like I put even a code in. And also, as you can see, I've used the little basic shape trick, because otherwise the paintings like glitch into the panels. So you do have to be kind of smart with it. Obviously, we've got those final few things like a hat stand and an umbrella stand. But I really see no need to like add anything else to clutter up the space. I am, however, going to put a swiftness potion on and just decorate the other hallways because they're basically the same as the entrance, aren't they? And there we have it, guys. We've got this cute little hallway in here, and I just added some dresses into that hallway there. So next up, shall we do a proper room? Okay, I'm almost feeling like the kitchen family room, and I was sort of having a revelation when I was doing the layout. So if you don't remember, this over here is going to be our big 2-story lounge room, and then this I was thinking could be like a little sitting room instead. So since it's such a big house, we get 2 lounge rooms basically. And this part in here is going to be our dining room. Anyway, for the time being, we're going to add this as our dining table. And somebody said I could use the rectangle event table and twist it into a star. That works. And as for the chairs, if I look up farmhouse, we don't have any. However, I'm not going to be using any of them today. I'm actually going to be using the wicker. Therefore, we're going to be using the armchairs as my little dining table chairs. Now, once again, I'm well aware this is not going to be to everyone's taste, but I'm just trying to make it look as aesthetic as possible for like my style. And in fact, we could separate this room off completely, to be honest with you. Go! You are no longer welcome in society. I actually think that's a smart move. Nah, that is a smart move. What in the plum tomatoes going on over there? And don't you just love grandmas, guys? The most random side note. Sorry, I just think of random things sometimes. But my grandma came over yesterday and she just did the most grandma thing. She just bought so much food and it was like so unnecessary. She literally didn't even need the food. A big box of Maltesers. She bought cookies. She bought Belgian buns. She bought ice cream. Anyway, somebody did actually notify me that you can turn these fireplaces off. I tried to turn them off in a build battle and it didn't work, but you can turn it off. You can also roast a hot dog. Oh, don't make me hungry. It's only like 9 a.m. but I haven't eaten anything yet today and I could so scran down a hot dog right now. And if you're thinking to yourself, what is the point in having fireplaces if they don't light anything up? Who said anything about not lighting things up? These candles are more than happy to help. Now, I know exactly what kitchen I want and it may surprise you. I'm actually going to be using the modern counter set. People change, okay, guys? I used to always say I despise when people would put modern kitchens in traditional houses. Maybe I'm right. Maybe actually past me was right. Let's get out all of the rustic. It does look far more detailed, doesn't it? Even down to like the glass cabinets, the microwave cabinets. And let's get started with this. I'm thinking a nice large oven. And obviously I haven't forgotten about an island. Don't worry, guys. I've not gone senile just yet. I'm getting close, okay? I'm getting close. And then basically at the end is where we're going to be popping the actual real islands. Anyway, these cabinets colors actually slay with the pearl. All I'm really doing is changing the top and that looks so good. This is such a nice kitchen. I was originally going to have it as a dark stone gray. That does look pretty good, actually. I think I might do this after all is said and done. Also, somebody gave me a little word of advice. They said, Reese's, if your corners are ever looking a little bit, you know, weird, not looking like they're blending very well, then a little trick is to use, obviously, the ceiling to floor ones. But that actually does look so much better. Thank you!
Thank you.
I need to start screenshotting comments when I see them, because otherwise I just completely forget who said them. So here is now where we could attempt to pop in some of those windows. I personally think it would look really good to have 3 windows here. But obviously we've got to check if that looks good from the outside. It looks a bit whack because it's unequal. But if we add one there, I think that's okay. Now, do you want to know something kind of embarrassing that happened to me the other day? You guys know I love golf. I've been playing it for over a year. I've probably had about 20 lessons. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm not the best player. Some days I have bad days. But I was practicing golf the other day. And one of the instructors, came up to me. He was like, are you a beginner? I was like, sorry? He was like, are you just starting out? And this was after watching me hit a golf ball, guys. And I was like, I would love to say that, but I've actually had about 15 lessons. And he was like, oh, where? And then he just started asking me loads of questions about them. And I was just like, please leave. And this is the part when I place in my runner. Now, once again, we've got to keep in our mind placemats. Wait, no. We got to keep in our mind role play, okay? So placemats are obviously a pretty typical role play thing. And somebody told me I should start putting the napkin ring above the plate so that when I actually do my role plays, I can just put the food on the plate, which makes more sense because normally it's covered up, isn't it, by the napkin? And I also wouldn't mind a deep fat fryer. In fact, I feel like a deep fat fryer right next to the sink is actually like kind of a really good place to put it.
And then we can't forget these sort of inventory appliances like an espresso machine.
I'm not gonna lie, I was secretly hoping for a way to get rid of those glass doors. So I've just put a French door here, and that way we can now maybe put like an entertainment center along this back wall. And then I think I've decided that this is gonna be the formal dining room. Like we've got the kitchen one there, and then this is gonna be the formal one. The kids are gonna literally be spoiled rotten in my house. Although I'm such a bad BLOXBURG mum, I literally just like scream at the kids all the time. I love how I was just going on to all of that when we literally haven't even finished the kitchen. Alrighty, y'all, it's TV time. I always used to preach to you guys, like, you only need like 2 hours and you can build your dream mansion. What was I smoking? Like, what was I actually talking about? It takes so long, and I didn't realize, and I never realize until I do these big builds in like 2 parts, and I'm just like, damn. Now, if we go into electronics, I recently discovered the sound bar, which I absolutely love. So we're gonna pop a sound bar there. I'm trying to make sure there's enough room to get into the dining room, but also make the lounge room pretty big. And let's go and add in a custom coffee table. I don't want to like compact up too much. I think over here I might add a pantry.
12 seconds later.
We could put a TV on the wall here as well. I know you're probably thinking how many flipping TVs. And you know what I'd really love, guys? I would love if Bloxburg added some more surface decorations. That literally never gets updates in Bloxburg. We've had the same surface decor for yonks. Other than a few flowers and things here and there, it's now just time for the annoying bit, which is adding the roof beams. They're such a crucial part of builds, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't absolutely hate placing them. They just take so long. And wow, I'm not gonna spoil the room too much before the tour, guys, but it looks so nice in here. So now it's time to move into this room, which I'm calling the green room very originally. But this is basically going to be the formal dining room where we're going to sit down for the big family meals and such. Now, I don't want to go too extreme by adding like these massive chairs. So what I'm just going to do is use the transitional upholded chairs and the transitional dining chairs. So now that we've got the simple base of this table in, let's go ahead and make it Downton Abbey-ified. Now, if you guys have never watched Downton Abbey, it's probably my #1 most recommended show. That's a lie, but it's definitely in my top 5, okay? I used to actually be a carpet maniac. I could not stop myself, guys, placing carpets in every room. But these days, I find that just less is more, okay? I know we have our famous expression that bigger is better, but sometimes less is better, but only sometimes. There we have it. That is the dining room, and we've actually done like most of the downstairs now. However, I think we should kick this video out with a bang and finish the back gardens. So in the last video, as I say, we sort of ran out of time. The video was getting a bit long, so I decided to leave this for the next episode, which is of course this one. And I'm very glad at the beginning I said this might be 3 parts, because it's definitely gonna be 3 parts. Let's work out the dimensions so we can make this 100% equals pequals. So this is the center line, and there we go. So now we have sort of like the rough dimensions of the plot. I'm also going to look up old money large garden, and honestly I would love something like this. I actually think we could do it as well. Oh wow, look at that. I wish we had bigger plots in Bloxburg just so I could get this. But I think what I'm going to do is we're going to swivel our heads around, and we can build that just going along this way instead. Then basically this is how you build the mountains. You just grab yourself a little mansard roof like this, and you just basically shape it out to be a mountain. And I'm so sorry about these really weird noises coming from my insides. Now, this part is going to be probably the most painful, so I'm just going to get it out of the way right now. And that is going to be adding in the trees. And the reason it's going to be painful is because of how expensive it's going to be. I don't want us to be seeing much of the stem, or the trunk, rather. And $100,000 later, guys, look at how nice this looks. I still feel like we could maybe use some bushes and things in here, just to, you know, like cover up the little tree trunks. I love the idea of having a bridge. I don't know how to do this in Bloxburg. I'm going to be 100% honest. I think I'm just going to start off by placing the pool in. So where are the bridges? I have absolutely no idea what category that would be under. Damn! Maybe we made her a bit too big after all, but nah, it's fine. So there is actually a way to fix this little issue, if you can even call it that. It's not really too much of a problem. And as you can see, I'm obviously just placing a little basic shape in here. If anything, I sort of want to put like a little shrine in the middle, like a little diamond shape or something. Just like a patch of grass. And then on this, this, I want to put a fountain. Now, I was hoping to get like another pitch on here. And by pitch, I obviously mean like a football pitch. And loads of you guys pointed out in the last video, like, and I even recognized it myself, how this was meant to be a tennis court, but I ended up just making it a football pitch. So I've decided I'm not going to make a football pitch or a tennis court. We're going to make a basketball court. Now, on the front of the house, I didn't put trees or anything, but I'm going to switch it up as we move to the back, which may be a bit of a rookie error for my bank balance. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't know if I'm absolutely loving that. It's sort of just like blocks off the whole house. Still just looks like a massive big bunch of trees. But anyway, it's time for the lounges, because as I said, although I'm not going to be adding any floaties, I still want this pool to be like fully usable. And with that, guys, part 2 is done. Okie dokie, chickens. I'm so excited for the tour. I think we ended the last video. It was worth around $250,000. Today, it is worth $875,000. Please bear in mind, there's no cars on this plot, but you cannot deny this house now is just absolutely stunning from all angles, right? Now, we've seen all of this in the last video, so I'm not gonna like go too in depth about the front side of the house. Let's just head straight inside, where we're met with one of the grandest entryways the world has ever seen. That's obviously not true. People probably have a bit better ones than this, but that's not to say that this is an absolutely magnificent. But how about we focus on rooms that actually have been built? For example, this entire side of the house. So as we walk in here, obviously you feel immediately like it's open plan. It's definitely like the chillaxing side of the house. We have so many different places to sit here, from this lounge room to even like the kitchen table, or you could even call this a dining room. You could literally be a McDonald's employee here. You could run a McDonald's out the back of your house with all these deep fat fryers. And then we also have the formal dining room in here. So the chairs are further apart. We've got lots of chandeliers. And is that all we did? It feels like we did so much more than that. Oh my goodness, how did I spend so much money on just so few rooms? Well, anyway, as we go into the back garden, I didn't completely finish this, but this is mainly the back garden now. But I love it. We've got the basketball court. We've got our lovely river. I actually feel like a Mako mermaid swimming under here. So there we have it, guys. Do let me know if you want a part 3, because I'll only do one if a lot of people want it. And I'll see you all in the next one.